Before we head into the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content. Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers can make it to the NBA Finals. Now, I know that sounds crazy based off what happened in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where they basically choked away the game. Now, it seems a little bit egregious to say because Boston is damn near unbeatable, but there's a way. Just looking at the facts from this playoffs, and I'm a big history guy, so when history tells me something's going to happen, it usually happens. That's how history works. So if you look back on the playoffs this year and look at the history of it, just think about it. The Pacers have lost every game one they've played in, first two games of the playoffs. For each series they've played in, they've been on the road. On the road against the Bucks, they won game 2. On the road against the New York Knicks, they won game 2. I believe actually they lost game 2. They were down 0-2 to the New York Knicks. They won both games at home. Needless to say, they lost both games on the road against the New York Knicks to open up the series. They've lost every game one. But one thing that has remained consistent to this point is that they've won every game at home that they've played in. They haven't lost a game at home in these playoffs. And one thing that this playoffs has also told me, Boston is going to give you a game at home at some point in the series. Whether it be game 2 or whether it be game 5 when they come back to Boston this series. Because they will come back to Boston for a game 5. Indiana's not going to get swept. Indiana might actually beat Boston. They have the firepower offensively to beat them. They have the guys that can guard. They have Neesmith. They have TJ McConnell, the heart and soul guys on their roster. They have role players like Ben Shepherd. They have go-to guys like Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, who's the perfect modern-day big. He can block shots, he can rebound the ball, and he can stretch out to the perimeter and shoot the 3 ball. And they also have a superstar player in Tyrese Halliburton. Now, I have been on the fence, and I have been, remained consistent. I have remained consistent saying this one thing, that you can't win a championship as a point guard as your best player. Now, that might change this year with Tyrese Halliburton or Luka Doncic. Not or Luka Doncic, because they're both point guards. And they might get added to that list of greats, but it's rare that it happens. Like I said previously, only 3 guards have done it. Only 3 point guards have done it. Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and Steph Curry, the 3 greatest point guards of all time. Now, if Tyrese Halliburton or Luka Doncic wins the NBA Finals, that'll insert them into that conversation. That'd be an uncomfortable conversation to have if you have those guys in there. More so Tyrese Halliburton would be uncomfortable than Luka, because Luka has, the All-NBA appearances, the All-Star appearances, MVP nods and stuff like that, or MVP considerations. Tyrese Halliburton, he's just now getting his feet wet into the game, first playoff appearance. But man, this is a hell of a playoff run that he's on, and the way the Indiana Pacers can score the ball, I think had the Indiana Pacers been seasoned a little bit more, probably had just one more season of playoff experience, they would have won that game easily. Boston, I made a video about Jason Tatum yesterday. Check that out. But Boston's going to be in trouble if Indiana, figures out how to close games. And I like what Rick Carlisle is doing because he's allowing his teams to play and he's not putting no pressure on them. He's taking all the blame for every mistake that they've done in this playoff so far to this point. And I want to applaud him for that because he's instilling confidence in his team to just play their game. And he's not wavering them at all. So if he continues to do that, Indiana bounces back game 2, maybe game 3. They might lose both games on the road to start the series off against Boston, but at home, I'm pretty sure they'll, handle business in Indiana. But that's it for me. I'm One Trimmy, and I'm out.